Baby, it's cold outside. No, actually it's not here in Kansas, huh? It's September. We're still like 95 degrees here. But I'm praying for that fall weather to get here. Snuggling time, fires, be able to wear nice warm hoodies, all that good stuff, right? That goes along with it. Not to mention the great food that goes along with fall weather, right? I don't know about you guys' house, but at ours, fall and winter time means soup time. I'm very excited to take part in a great collaboration that's hosted by LeAnne at Mennonite Farmhouse called Soup Timber. Timber! No, actually, seriously, I was flattered to be asked to be part of this collaboration. And September is a very busy month, it seems like, for collaborations. So I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of time to fit this into my schedule. Soups are the perfect opportunity to use those great vegetables and protein sources that you raise on your homestead. Our soup recipe for the 9 acres, and by the way, where's Nana? I'll tell you where Nana's at. Nana has her own channel called Nana 9 Acres, if you weren't aware yet. I'll drop an iCard up here with a link to her channel. But she has her own video coming out for this collaboration. So hide and watch. Back to what I was saying about the homestead and utilizing what you raised on the homestead to make a soup, to make great meals. So I'll show you what our recipe is going to be made out of. We've got potatoes that we raised here on the 9 acres. We got onion. We've got 9 Acre Family Farm pork, ham. We take our ham steaks, we dice them up to make cubed ham. So those ingredients we'll use to make the soup I'm going to make for you today, which is a ham and cheese and potato soup. It's a spin off of a traditional potato soup with a milk and water base. I use onion in it, potatoes, ham, and of course cheese. So stick around. I'm going to show you all those ingredients as I go. I'll show you the measurements on each of those ingredients, and let's make a soup together. If it's going to be potato soup, that means we got to use what? Taters. They call me Tater. Anyway, you want to peel all of your potatoes. I usually get enough potatoes peeled and cubed to fill roughly a third of my stock pot. So let's peel some potatoes up and dice them up, put in the pot. You're probably saying, Dale, what are you doing with those peels? Are you dropping them on Nana's floor? Yep, you caught me. No, actually, I have a bucket down here, and those peels will get fed to our chickens and our pigs, which turn around and feed us. Man, this is going to take a while. Maybe I should speed this up. I know what you're all thinking, but Dale, why is the potato chunks not all evenly cut, perfectly spaced to the same distance? Is everyone in this world the same size, the same shape, the same distance apart? Nah. Why does it matter? It all goes in the same place. So I don't spend too much time worrying about that. We're going to boil them all anyway. They'll all boil. Man, that was a lot of work. So, the way that I dice my potatoes, I cut it in half, I turn it up on end, I cut it in half again, so I've got it in quarters, so I'm quartering it, and then I just make slices down through it to end up with my chunks. And like I say, they don't all come out even. Doesn't matter. You want different textures and sizes, right? So I also weighed up the potatoes while I did this. We have 3 pounds of potatoes with this recipe. So now we have 3 pounds of potatoes. I'm going to add some water to it. And it's not just tap water. We do have a filter now. We've moved up in this world. No, it's just a Brita filter. We do need to slice and dice an onion to go in with it too. 1 medium onion. I slice off each end of the onion. Then I score the very outside layer. And peel it off. And that gets rid of all that. And of course the chickens and the pigs will enjoy it. We want just enough water to cover our potatoes and our onions in the pot. So now that I have my onion, I quarter it, because now I'll have a flat spot. Lay it on its side. And then I slice through that evenly. I like onion. I like bigger chunks of onion in it. And once it cooks down, you won't even realize that the onion's there. So now we have that. It goes in the pot also. So we're going to move this to the stove. We're going to go ahead and turn on our heat. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on high because we want to bring it to a boil. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to speed up the process a little bit. So I have 1 full stick of butter. I'm going to go ahead and add a half a stick of butter to it, which is 4 tablespoons. Or 1/4 of a cup. I know what you're saying. Dale, you haven't added any seasoning to it yet. Hold on. Part of another collaboration that I am involved in includes a bunch of seasonings. We have a local seasoning company here that I feel like is a very good company. For one, they've got great seasoning. For two, majority of their profits go for scholarships for FFA and 4-H members. That company is called Poverty Flats Seasoning. And one of their seasonings is called Garhole. And Garhole is like a general purpose SPG and P. So it has salt, pepper, garlic, and parsley in it. Think of it a lot like your seasonal or your seasoning salt. And I've grown to really like it. So we're going to use roughly a half of a tablespoon of Garhole seasoning. Of course, all seasoning is to taste, in my opinion. So we'll taste it again and see if that's enough later. But a half should be about right. I know what you're probably thinking. Dale, you just took the easy way out on the ingredients. No, I mean, that's pretty much the standby. Salt, pepper, garlic for everyone. And everyone's taste is different. What seems really salty to one doesn't seem salty at all to another. So I'm not big on when it comes to seasoning to taste as far as salt and pepper, telling someone what they're going to use. So we're going to bring this up to a boil now. While that's boiling, generally I go ahead and dice up my ham. Of course, with for video purposes, I went ahead and pre-diced all of my ham. One of the reasons why I was excited to take part in Soup Timber is soup is one of my favorite meals. The thing I love about soup is the fact that you can kind of paint outside the lines. If it's something that appeals to you, throw it in a pot, put some kind of a broth with it, you got a soup. I love it that way. As we're waiting for this soup to come up to boil, I thought I would take a minute and talk about our channel. If you're unfamiliar with us, we're 9 Acre Family Farms. We're in southeast Kansas. We raise poultry on pasture, pork on pasture, egg production, garden. We're trying to do our best to make 9 Acre sustain our family and help supply income through market gardening and also through selling protein to others. We also took on quail this year. On our channel, we also do repairs, mechanical repairs. We work on tractors, we work on vehicles. We have a lot of fun. We do some outdoor activities like hunting and fishing. We have adventures with Papa and Nana. So my wife and I go on adventures to visit other homesteads and other channels and show you those adventures wherever we go. We would love for you to stop by the 9 Acres, enjoy your stay there, and love for you to become part of our family. It's always funny to Nana and I how others have delegated everything in the kitchen to it's the woman of the house's job. Or, you know, unless it's barbecue, then Dad doesn't get involved. It's never been that way on our farm. We share the cooking responsibilities, whether it's inside cooking, outside cooking, either way. And that's one reason why soups work well for us. It's a quick meal that we can throw together. As you'll find out on our channel, if you view in, we're really into 30-minute recipes. Something that's quick. We both work jobs in town, so we don't have a lot of time in the evening by the time we get done with chores to spend making a great big meal. So we try to make simple, one skillet, one pot meals. What's that saying? A watched pot never boils. Still looks good though, doesn't it? I don't know about you guys, but I didn't think that was ever going to happen. No, it's only been a few minutes. So we're up to a boil now. We're going to boil those taters roughly 5 minutes. Enough to get them started softening, because we're going to simmer and we're going to add more ingredients to this, so they'll continue softening as it simmers down. The other thing that happens on our channel is dad jokes. Why do you never want to exchange trade secrets in the garden? Because all the taters have eyes and all the corn has ears. Okay, now that we've boiled for 5 minutes, I'm going to turn my heat down roughly half, and I'm going to add my ham. I can't fix anything on this farm without either a chicken or ham in it, and occasionally some beef. Pork, ham, bacon. So we're going to add in the ham. We'll bring it up to temperature. Stir that in there good. We'll let this come back up to temperature, and then hide and watch what else I'm going to add to it. Once it comes back up to temperature, I turn my heat down to simmer, or just the lowest temperature on your stove, and then we add a couple more ingredients. One of those might be a problem for some of you. I don't have a problem with it. Pasteurized cheese product. It's under some big names. One starts with a V. I get roughly 2 inches of the block, and I cube it up. And then you slowly add it in. a chunk at a time. We don't want a big old glob of it in there. Just drop it in your soup. Give it a stir occasionally. Now that we've added our pasteurized cheese product, we're going to add 1.25 cups of whole milk. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a cow out behind the barn, that would be spectacular in this. We're not that fortunate. Remember that other half stick of butter? Well, this is where it comes into play. Add it in there too. So yes, we added a whole stick of butter. Stir occasionally and bring that back up to heat again. We put that cheese in there. We're gonna have to stir it or else it might stick to the bottom. And Lord knows we can't lose an ounce of that cheese. So Dale, you're done with the ingredients, right? Who said I was done? Half a cup of cheddar and jack. That's right, I did it. I love cheese. As far as ingredients, we're done. Let's let this simmer 5 minutes and then serve. Stir almost constantly. As my grandma used to say, it's soup. Let's get us a bowl. I don't know if my ladle's big enough. I mean, it's almost the size of my head. You know me, I gotta get plenty of meat, some cheese. Oh, I gotta have a little extra of that broth in there. Looks really good, doesn't it? So, we usually serve it with saltine crackers on the side, as many as you want. Of course, we'll let our guest, or whoever's eating it, salt and pepper it to their liking. It's a little warmish. I may want to give it a minute before I try it. So while we're waiting, Soup Timber is a great collaboration. There will be at least one video every day in the month of September dropping with a great soup recipe. LeAnne's request from Mennonite Farmhouse is that we put the recipe down in the description with the printable link, and that we will do. I may have to have some help. Nana! Anyway, we want to thank Mennonite Farmhouse so much for including us in this collaboration. Make sure that you tune in to every live, comment on every video in the month of September. I heard there might be a giveaway, not sponsored by YouTube, by the way, at the end of the month on Mennonite Farmhouse's channel. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. If you really like our channel, when you go watch it, at the bottom of every one of our videos is the 9 Acre Family Farm logo. Click on that logo and you'll be subscribed. Almost every video will have a link to a video that YouTube feels like you would like to watch. Thank you so much for being here today. God bless you. And let's celebrate Soup Timber. Wow. I gotta eat. See ya.